The world depends on groundwater, and if that ever got contaminated, then we've got a massive problem facing us. Nearly every drop of our water that we use and drink will flow through a watershed. A watershed is simply an area of land that drains all of the streams and precipitation to a common outlet such as the mouth of a bay. Because of the extreme amounts of pollution in our water, eutrophication has begun to occur.
Eutrophication is a phenomenon in which the excess trophic substances of nitrogen and phosphorus in lakes, in reservoirs, estuaries and rivers, and certain coastal waters. This causes an increase in algae and a decrease in dissolved oxygen. This results in the death of many organisms.
Eutrophication is when extra nutrients enter the body of water.
Nutrients often come from anthropogenic factors, meaning humans have manipulated life on Earth. Nutrients load up, causing excess nutrients to be flushed from land into bodies of water from precipitation runoff. Pollutants cause extreme plant growth in algae and other aquatic plants.
Among the algae that is created, one of the most common types of algae is diatom.
Diatom is a common indicator that water quality is low. Dinoflagellate is another organism whose populations are distributed depending on temperature, salinity, or depth, and show that eutrophication is occurring. Now algae blooms are created, which result in oxygen depletion. The algae blooms block other plants from the sunlight. These algae blooms create an increase of phytoplankton as a result of the nitrogen and phosphorus released.
Another phenomenon caused by algal blooms is called red tide. It is caused by a few species of dinoflagellates, and the bloom takes on a red or brown color. Red tides are events in which types of freshwater algae accumulate rapidly in the water column, resulting in coloration of the surface freshwater.
There are also harmful algal blooms, which are major environmental problems in all 50 states.
The presence of neurotoxins explains this. Neurotoxins are substances that are poisonous or destructive to nerve tissue. Decomposition now further depletes oxygen, and dead plants are broken down by bacteria decomposers, which uses up even more oxygen in the water. At this point, all submerged aquatic vegetation are no longer able to live.
Now algae blooms are created, which result in oxygen depletion as the algae blooms block other plants from the sunlight. These algal blooms create an increase of phytoplankton as a result of the nitrogen and phosphorus released.
This causes hypnoxia. Hypnoxia occurs when the amount of dissolved oxygen in water becomes too low to support most aquatic life. Hypnoxia waters can become dead zones. Animals that can escape do, and those cannot often die. As oxygen levels decrease to a point where no life can exist, there is a death of an ecosystem.
Key reasons why eutrophication occurs is due to a variety of sources, including wastewater, precipitation, and agriculture containing high concentrations of nitrogen and phosphorus. Luckily, there are many ways to reverse our actions. We can reduce anthropogenic water pollution factors by monitoring automatic sprinklers, picking up trash around your home, reducing use of toxic chemicals, cleaning up pet waste, and disposing of hazardous waste at official collection stations. These simple actions reduce cultural eutrophication and clean our watersheds.
New methods to stop eutrophication are also being invented.
Ultrasonic irradiation has recently been evaluated as a rapid alternative for algal bloom control. The implosion of cavitaceous bubbles in the ultrasonic radiation damages cells of blue-green algae.
There are other easier ways for civilians to help prevent eutrophication. The use of cleaning agents and detergents that are biodegradable and that do not contain phosphates will help reduce nutrient runoff.
To further reduce the amount of nutrients that are causing an overgrowth of algae in lakes and streams, laws also need to be created that regulate the dumping of wastewater. Through simple, daily actions, our population can effectively win the battle of the blooms.